Let's look at what people get when they go to the store if they want to lose weight. What do people get? Well, they get fat-free food, fat-free cheese, fat-free yogurt. I mean, look at this also in the cholesterol. You get egg beaters which brag about being low fat, no cholesterol. I can't believe people eat this crap. Believe how we've been so brainwashed. Thank you. And perhaps worst of all, in the middle, what we've got are cookies. Isn't this great? These are fat-free cookies. You feel like you can eat as much as you want because it has no fat. It's just pure sugar. This is the way we're thinking. And the American Heart Association emphasizes low-fat food, slim or fat-free dairy products. Why? Why do they give us this misinformation? Well, the reason why they give us this misinformation is this man, Ancel Keys, who had no background whatsoever, he basically dominated research on nutrition in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. This is what he said: Americans eat too much fat. Most of it is saturated fat. We should talk about animal fat. So you've got to cut back on the fat. It's so important. I gave you a bit of history here because when he is seeing this, the research is so clear that it's carbohydrates that make people fat. So this is completely wrong. He made this up and he stated it as fact and it became dogma. People in France have over 15% of their calories from saturated fat because France is a Mediterranean nation. And what do? You call it the French paradox. In all the studies that I've done in science, the only area of science where I've seen in which data are contrary to the hypothesis, you ignore it. You ignore the data, you keep the hypothesis as dogma, and you just call it a paradox. No other area of science does that. And when you look at what is it the French are eating, the French don't eat olive oil. The French eat butter. That is the primary ingredient in French food. Butter and liver and full-fat cheese. And then what do you see with the result of that? The French are so annoyingly thin. When you look here at the percent of people that are obese, what we've got are Americans right up here. A third of Americans are obese. And we're the country that eats the most low-fat food, and we're the fattest people in the world. And here we've got less than 10% of the French that are obese. The people who eat the most saturated fat are the thinnest people in Western society.